We wrote an article that went viral and sparked a natural hair revolution. We are Elise
and Aisha, moms to small humans, digital content creators, licensed hairstylists, brand agnostic, curl educators,
and generally your snarky girlfriends with no filter.
We're two women from the south side of Chicago, taking the stupid out of natural hair. Welcome to this very first episode of Curls Disrupted.
Yes.
And this episode is all about curls are my business.
Ooh, so let's chat about how we were inspired to start this podcast and actually video cast too, because we are recording this for visuals, guys.
Yes, because some of us don't like to listen. We want to see too. You want to see what we doing.
You want to be entertained. It's all right. We get you.
It's totally fine. But so what inspired the Curls Disrupted podcast was that we were kind of pulled into a little bit of a conversation. And we'll just say it was a conversation.
It was a conversation. It was a discussion.
It was started as a discussion because the initial question, let's get back to the question.
Okay.
The initial question was, do you want to see more people like you?
Who look like you?
Yeah.
And that represent you on stage.
On a stage. However, like this person who made this question actually has two audiences. Sort of like we do. We have consumers and we have professionals that are part of our audience. So if you're speaking
to both consumers and professionals, you're going to get answers on both sides.
Yeah, and we got pulled in, or we
got tagged.
Yes, we got tagged. We did not, I'm going to be honest, I saw it, and no, I did not respond.
I saw it, and I screenshotted immediately because I knew it was going to be something. But I didn't have time to think of a proper way to address it. So sometimes you just have to let things ride.
Yeah, and I didn't respond because in my mind, it was her asking that individual a question. And that was up to him to decide if he wanted to answer, which he did not, and he deleted
the comment.
The whole comment.
So there was a row between another stylist that was tagged and the initial stylist who was questioned in the public and social media. So this was not a DM conversation. This was a general posting situation. And we were pulled into it. And we felt the need to address it on the back end because it was an unfair accusation, and we just felt like the conversation was ripe and ready to happen. And so we were thinking about doing a podcast for a while and just really couldn't figure out an angle. So here we are with Curls Disrupted. So what disrupted means is you are bringing some sort of innovation to an already standing market that is something that it hasn't seen, and it changes the market. So we got started
by changing the market.
Yes.
We had an article. Actually, let's start what really started it. I wrote an article at the top of, 2015? 10 things hairstylists want you to stop doing now.
Right now.
This second. Just stop doing it. And Elise was amongst the 10 hairstylists. Her and I have already known each other for quite some time. Yes, we were drinking champagne.
Yeah.
Her and I have already known each other. And we kept in contact pretty much on social media. And so whenever I would ask her to do things, she always, you know what, I love that about you. You would always not even second guess it. Anyhow, she made a comment, was like, stop with the shea butter and the coconut oil and a quality product. I could see her doing this. A quality product is $15. And so this article that I posted in January of 2015, I then gave this article to a larger website, a lifestyle website by the name of blackdoctor.org, and they posted it. And people were pissed. Like,
they called me everything but a child of God,
Chris
which
Brown,
I'm used to.
Plus Kanye West, and flip over some Real Housewives tables. Mad at Elise. I mean, and they went in. It was like, her hair, who does she think she is? They thought a white man wrote it.
Just somebody who does this every single day, had been doing it at that point for 5 years in the salon for people who actually paid me money. And
American dollars?
American dollars.
Oh.
And got results for the people who would sit in my chair and who would stay consistent with the advice I gave them. So Aisha wrote a follow-up article.
Well, what actually happened is I enrolled in school.
Oh,
that
that's right.
summer.
You enrolled us. That's right.
I enrolled in school. So at the same time I gave the article to Black Doctor, I enrolled in school.
Cosmetology school, guys.
Yes, cosmetology school. And we were in the salon. I started shadowing Elise in the salon, and I overheard her speaking to one of our clients about what she was doing to her hair and how what she was doing was impacting what she was trying to do.
Let's just say that all the things that the internet is teaching consumers about moisturizing, I'm giving air quotes to the camera, moisturizing their natural hair is incorrect, and that's why everybody is complaining about dry hair and buying everything on the Target aisle. And that's exactly what I told her, is all the things that you're doing that you think are working for your natural hair are the reasons why you're complaining to me in my chair that it's not working for you. So here's what I am recommending. Here are the products I'm recommending. Here are the routines I'm recommending. And this is what I recommend as follow-up in the next 3 months to get you on track.
And this is where I overheard her and my wheels start turning. This is always how we work, even now. Like, my wheels are always turning, like, with ideas. And I said, oh my God, like, nobody knows this. What would you think about turning this into a challenge? Because the natural hair community loves the challenge. They have done, grow your hair challenge, take your vitamin challenges, no heat challenge, protect the style challenge, and not one of those challenges has taught them how to actually take care of their hair. And she was like, sure, we could do that.
Fine. I had a website with an email list. So Aisha wrote a follow-up article as 7 reasons why you should stop using shea butter and coconut oil in your natural hair. And it was published, and we invited everybody who read it to join us on that email list for a challenge starting in January. So this was like mid-December.
Yes.
And that article, the first article went viral. That second one went bananas.
That article within about 36 hours. Now, mind you, I have a girlfriend who works at Black Doctor, and so she's calling me because they launched the article at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Random times.
And that I believe she either messaged me that evening. At that time, it was like 300K views.
300,000.
Now, the next morning, she messaged me. It was at 700,000 views. And so that's when we knew we were onto something, that people were reading this article and they wanted more information. And we invited them to join us for this challenge that we were going to start the next month, which we did. Was successful. It was great.
We had 5,000 people join us. We were sending out 3 emails a week with education, suggesting alternate products and teaching people how to use them and why they were using them. We kept getting emails and emails and more emails and more emails about how this was working, how to tweak, how to accommodate for things that we didn't even think of. So we did an email challenge twice.
5,000 people. Each time.
And we realized we had something at that point.
And we had to figure it out.
So since then, we have created 2 or 3 courses, wrote a book. We now have the Black Curl Magic Digital Salon and Wash Your Damn Hair e-guide. So all of that came about from one moment of giving some professional advice, and we've had some amazing receipts happen since then. But let's get back to why curls are our business.
Because they really are, like, eat, breathe, sleep, like all the curls. Waking up to curls, going to bed to the curls.
To the curls. So that's why the Curls Disrupted happened, because we have been the Black women in the space who are catering to the Black women in the space who are being overlooked.
Who are taking up the space, actually, with all that hair.
Let's
taking
talk
up the
about
space.
that.
Y'all taking up the space, babe.
Who have all the hair, who are not seeing themselves in marketing campaigns, who are not seeing themselves up on professional stages with stylists doing their hair. They were not being represented in actual product formulating.
And they were not actually being taught how to take care of their hair. Like, they didn't know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and why they should be doing it. They're just doing all the things.
With all the recommendations from people who are taking that same journey. So we have the blind leading the blind, and everybody else is falling over the cliff. And we're kind of sad to say that even as professionals, there are quite many professionals who are getting their advice from the same places the consumers are. So we're here to disrupt.
And we're disrupting not only the consumer space, but we're also disrupting the professional space, because what actually happened too while we were doing the 30-day hair detox, which we didn't even say that was the name.
That was the name, guys. That was the name of the challenge.
That was the name of the challenge. And while we were doing it, hairstylists started finding us, like, finally, somebody who speaks our language.
And somebody who can tell me to do with the client, even curl specialists, people who already were doing curls in the salon, were struggling.
Yes.
With tighter curls, coarser curls, curls that were doing all the things the internet was telling them to do. So it was like we finally were able to create a space for professionals. So to get back to the beginning, where that stylist answered the other stylist about, yes, we would like to see more representation of Black women, of people of color as platform artists. Up on the stage with the people who are actually influencing the professional market. And so we have been doing that. We decided to now do that on a much larger scale because, let's just say this. If you go to any Target, well, any Black Target. Black Target. Specifically. And you look at the hair care aisles, what used to be a very small section of relaxer products, of multi-textural products, has now become a complete aisle and a half of curly hair, natural hair, textured hair products. There are major corporations investing in the natural hair consumer, and that was not translating over into the professional side. So we're here to do that, and we're here to disrupt a market that is willing to market to us, take our money, but not provide the quality services, not provide the expected outcomes, and not have the representation in the professional side for tighter curls, highly textured hair, and Black women.
So as long as we're living, breathing, curls are still going to be our business. We're here. And we're here to stay to talk about all the tight curls in the imaginary alphabet that don't exist, actually.
Yeah, we'll get to that on a later episode. But we're here to have the uncomfortable conversations that are not about division. They are not about discrimination.
They're not about inclusive. That is really an illusion.
And they are for representation. They are for actually seeing a person's color. They're for actually seeing a person's texture. They're for actually seeing that there is an entire culture and verbiage and distinctive way of being in the natural hair and tight curl market. We're here to acknowledge that, and we're here to disrupt the status quo of how curls are seen. So welcome to Curls Disrupted.